7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now live.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. No way you can shake me. I am heavy debt. No way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bench from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I may lose. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Try to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt, and if you can pay it, it's all about the pain. Who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. There's no way you can shake me. I am your debt, and no you can't pay me. I am your pain, and I know you can't take me. Play the game, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna change your name, you're gonna die in flames. Time to play the game. 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 Time to play the game.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Morning, and it is March 1st. Who can believe it? 2022 and counting.
We've survived yet another day.
We've survived another month. We've survived another cold snowstorm or whatever. And you've survived a trip with Kenny wherever you went.
Oh, we had a good time.
Oh,
man.
I know. I bet you did.
Life was a lot easier when you don't have to sit in a very cold parking lot and try to find a bathroom.
Oh, that does make sense. I will agree with that one.
We were able to do the actual entire broadcast from our hotel rooms, respectively.
Wild. Oh, my God. So you had to make the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm just asking, just checking in.
Okay.
Hey, everybody! Wow, it's Tuesday, and next to me is our great temporary, permanent sidekick, Rick Berry, who I haven't seen in a while. Rick, you're looking good.
Good morning.
Morning. You even shaved.
No, actually, I haven't.
You haven't. Oh, that's
No,
what.
my mic's not up, is it?
Yeah, no, your mic is up.
I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
Can't hear myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
No,
Maybe you're not plugged in.
You wear a beard, so you don't
I
have
wear
to
a
shave
beard.
in the morning. Is that the truth? Is that?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, no.
And to keep my face warm, too.
Oh.
And to hide my face, too, so.
But you have the most beautiful face this side of the Pecos.
I'm just happy we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yes.
Yeah,
So am
yeah,
I.
yeah. I'm still out there, Peter. That's Peter Coles, our great producer behind the screen over there. Yeah, I'm still wearing it. I'm in the stores.
Oh, Bob.
I know it.
I know we've had this debate before, but it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
You believe all that stuff, and I've done other research and
Yeah.
found something different.
Right. And,
That's all.
All right. But but I've noticed that still a lot of people are still wearing their masks in stores. And it, I think
I just
if
don't
they-
go to
if
the
you-
stores anymore.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't been inside a grocery store other than once in 2 years.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
So how do you buy your food? Do you have?
I have a BJ's membership, so I buy in bulk,
Hmm.
and I just I do curbside delivery to my car.
Curbside delivery. Wow.
I know that's most people think that's lazy and I'm fat and all that. I get all
Oh,
those
please.
jokes. I get all those jokes, but I'm like, you know what? Actually, it's a time saver for me because if I go to BJ's and wait in the long lines because they don't have enough staff, I spend 3 times as much time waiting in a line than I do just to order it online and have them.
So
bring it out to my
you
car.
go online, you see what they have.
And I also spend less, believe it or not,
Oh man.
because I don't do impulse buys.
Yeah. Does that happen to you, Rick, when you go to the Big Y? I'm going in just for one item, and then you've got a whole basket full of stuff.
No, I go in, I know what I want, and I just grab and go. I usually just, I don't dilly-dally around the store. I just grab what
man.
I want and just go.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I grab something, but
Yeah.
that's about it. It's not a lot. It's not a lot
man.
extra.
I'm
unless it's on sale.
the worst. I'm the absolute worst, and it's gotta stop. Maybe by ordering ahead, that would.
I think I know Stop and Shop offers that. I think.
Yes, well, and I think
And I'm
Big
sure Big Y
is-
does too. I'm
yeah.
sure they do.
Well, Big
It's-
Y has what's called My Picks or something like that, and because I see the boxes out front, and I don't forget what the Stop and Shop one is, but yes, they do.
Peapod,
Yeah.
I think, is Stop and Shop,
Yeah.
but they'll deliver to your house.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just order it and go and pick it up, and it's there.
What's the name of that company that we used during COVID? That
Kenny uses Instacart,
Instacart. Yeah, absolutely.
or he subscribes to Walmart. It gets their delivery for free.
Oh,
Yeah. Walmart, you can do the
interesting.
same thing too. You can do the shop ahead and just go pick it up.
Right.
But that's a big store. Could they go in and buy me a size 42?
Oh, you can get
sport
anything.
coat?
Yeah.
You can
Really?
get anything. Oh yeah.
You could, yeah. If
Go
you want
in
socks
and
or
pick
underwear, and just make sure you tell them what color you want.
No,
and-
you do it all online. You
Yeah.
purchase it all online.
Oh,
You pay for it in advance.
yeah.
They put the order into boxes, bags, whatever, and then when you get there, you check it on their application on your phone,
Uh-huh.
and you tell them what slot you're in, and they bring it out to you.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Bob, if you truly want to
How do
limit
they
your
know where
exposure-
you are? How do they know where
You
you are in
have-
that big parking
So
lot?
there's assigned parking for pickup orders.
Oh, okay.
You pull into a slot; it's got a number in front of you.
You have to know what kind of car you have and what color it is.
Yeah, you can put that in. I think, but
Yeah.
I believe that.
What
or
kind
you
of yeah.
or each slot is numbered. You tell them
Yes.
what parking spot you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you figured this
And then
all
they
out.
check,
It's-
and then they
it's-
check ID. So, Bob, if you didn't want to wear your mask and still want to get that quality item you wanted at
Yeah.
Walmart,
Oh, okay.
then you
Wait,
can.
wait a minute.
Well,
Quality
including-
in Walmart?
we'll leave. We'll just leave that alone.
Hey,
Move right on.
the Walton family is pretty good, you know.
Oh no, please. All right. Yes,
They're an American success story,
absolutely. There are plenty of them. There are absolutely plenty of them.
and they're the only department store that survived.
Uh huh. Well, we.
Well, that and Target.
Yeah, and
Tarjay,
Tarjay.
they're on their way out too.
oh my God. Oh, is it I, Lord? Are they asking themselves, is it because of me?
No,
You know
Bob, I
what's
don't
it-
think they get that existential.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. I just heard that word on the radio, Peter. Existential, yeah. It's really a good, it's around existing and et cetera, et cetera.
I got a
et
question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have geopolitics been keeping you awake at night?
cetera. World politics.
Geopolitics, yep.
World politics have very much sad. I'm very saddened, and I really especially am disheartened at the way we haven't changed our lives on Earth for years and years. And when you see World War II looking tanks going in to take over another country, it's a really sad.
So,
sad,
Bob,
sad.
what does this boil down to for you?
It boils down to that I care about other people.
No.
Yeah.
What is this war about?
I'm not going to talk about what the war about is, Peter. I don't want to talk politics on
It's not
on
politics.
That. No,
It's-
I know. I don't want to do it. I'm
wanna,
sorry.
I want to get down to what it boils down to for everything in this world. It's all about money.
It's all about money and power and greed, power and greed, and an autocrat. And we have to prevent the autocrats from and crazy autocrats
Okay.
from being in power. That's
So
all
that
I'm
moral
gonna say.
imperative on the U.S.'s part, does that mean we participate?
We're not going to get into whether we're participating or not, but
No, because that's a question. I
Yeah,
don't think we should either.
No, I didn't say that we shouldn't. I think that we have a real duty to our fellow man, and we can parse it whatever way you want, whether it's with help, whether it's we're working with the world, we're working with NATO or wherever to go in and to stop this from happening. And especially we have to be that very, very sensitive in our area because we have such a huge Ukrainian population. And I was talking to somebody in the schools recently, this week, and they were it was a teacher, Jennifer, and she was saying that there is this real fear of the children have gone through COVID and now they have to worry about whether their grandparents or their parents or
Yeah.
their brothers and sisters are alive or not. And it is it's a dire situation.
I think
and,
what that idiot Putin is doing is completely and utterly wrong on zillions of levels.
Yes.
Ethically, morally, financially, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we should have done more in the past decade or two to help Ukraine stand on its feet more. Now,
Yes.
that being said, so should have Europe, and they're starting to come around now because they see that there but for the grace of God go I.
Well,
They're learning that turn of phrase too.
Well,
Even Germany. Oh
no.
my God, Germany's been out of the game forever.
Yep.
And now they're going, oh crap, this guy could just keep rolling. And we've seen this movie before.
The only good thing that comes out of this kind of situation is working together on in a world to say this has got to stop. It's got to stop in Europe. It's got to stop in Africa. It's got to stop in whatever country, in South America, wherever it is. We cannot allow people to be hungry or oppressed in any way, and we have to do that. And I know that's pie in the sky thinking, but somewhere, somehow, within this human race, there has to be an answer.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen
Yeah.
in the mind's eye of Gene Roddenberry.
Mm-hmm. If it can happen in our
It may
imagination,
take, it may
if we
take
can
a
imagination.
hundreds of years, but it happened in his mind's eye. And I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of other things out of his mind's eye have come true in the technological world.
Yeah, it's the Star Trek
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that we can learn from the past, but we have to act in the future. And act in the present for the future. And that's what I'm saying. Did you know that today is Shrove Tuesday? all of a sudden at 4 o'clock this morning, I was going, what does the word Shrove mean?
what is that? What the hell is that?
Shrove Tuesday. Do you know what? Today is Mardi Gras as well.
Yes. Well, it's Fat Tuesday.
It's Fat Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
and
Christ's
it
sakes, I
is-
got a planning board meeting. I can't even go out and get hammered.
No,
It
you
is-
can't. No.
It is the day of indulgence.
The day
If that's what you want to
Oh
call
my
it, the
God,
day of indulgence.
Day of indulgence.
In the Catholic religion before
Oh, the
the
Christian-
start of Lent.
Christian faith.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
yes, Christian faith.
Yeah. Tomorrow's
Tomorrow
the
is
Ash
Ash
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Which means that 6 weeks from now, we're going to be celebrating, or some folks will be celebrating, Easter.
yeah. And Easter's late this year, April 17th or something
Oh,
like
is
that.
it? Oh, my word. It just
Yes.
seemed like, isn't it funny? I was saying to James yesterday, Ash Wednesday seems early this year.
Yes.
I don't, Mardi Gras, and I was thinking, well, what does Mardi Gras mean in French? Well, lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Les jours de la semaine sont lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, samedi. It came, that French teacher, that French nun in high school, paid off. That's all I know.
That's all you know, but you don't know
Mardi.
what Mardi
Mardi
Gras
is
means.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Marte.
Marte.
So Gras.
Marte. It's actually Marte, isn't it? It's
No,
not-
Mardi. M-A-R-D-I.
I thought they pronounce it as a T, don't they?
Marti?
No,
Lundi,
they-
Marti. Lundi, Mardi. Lundi.
All I know is one
Jour
of the-
de la semaine. Lundi, Mardi, mercredi, jeudi, samedi, dimanche. I
One
don't
of
know.
these
Maybe.
years, that Mardi Gras week is on my bucket list.
Oh, I don't know whether I don't need a crowd drinking.
I just want to. I don't
crowding
even care
me.
about the
What is
drinking
this?
part. I just
Yeah.
want to feel the energy of that crowd.
Oh, the energy is something else. And in the neighborhoods, I mean,
Have
we're
you
gonna
ever been?
we're gonna no. I
To
kind of
no-
like avoid that kind of.
Have you ever been to New
chaos.
Orleans?
No, and James has and loves it, but I've never been to New Orleans, and everyone that goes says to me, "This is a place you have to see."
It's one of those things I do want to experience because
Yeah.
of the Cajun culture, and the music and the just the overall vibe of the place.
Oh man, yeah. If you want to, there's a great series. I think it was either Netflix or HBO called Treme, Treme. It's a section of New Orleans.
I don't want to watch it on TV, Bob. I just
no,
want to
I
watch
know,
it in person.
but it really gives you the sense of
wanna-
what New Orleans is.
You know what I would do if I went? I would sit in a bar, sip on a drink, and people watch. That's what I would do all day long. I would just sit there and watch the people go by in Mardi Gras. That's why I love the Big E. You'll see me. People think I'm taking a rest, which I am. But at the Big E, I love just sitting on a bench. Find a bench, park down a spot, and people watch. It is so fun for me
yeah.
to listen to the conversation strolling by and
Uh-huh.
and people watch and things like that. It's
Is
just
there
a lot of fun for me.
Is there a television station where you can just people watch, not in their homes? I'm not talking about bedroom.
That's just wrong.
You can look on the
Robert.
Times
That's
Square
just
camera.
wrong.
Oh no, but I really enjoy watching a street, like Peter said, and having here comes a woman with a dog. There are two people. When Ryan and Kelly have their street cam,
Yeah.
I'm always interested in people walking.
Do the
by.
bumper camera?
Huh?
Do the bump cam?
Yeah. Do we have that in Westfield? Of course, there's no traffic.
Park
in
Square,
Westfield,
yeah.
So well, traffic would be, but people, to see people, I always love it when that's what's that C-SPAN, when they have these events where they turn the sound, keep the sound on after a speech or something, and you watch the people leave and their comment. You hear their comments and stuff. And sometimes the one that I love is the what's the journalist club where the comedian speaks every year, and everybody in Washington is there, and it's like a big party.
roast?
Yeah.
The Friars Club?
No.
Yeah, it's
What is
similar
it?
to that.
No,
but
what is it?
The correspondence dinner.
Correspondence dinner. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The correspondence dinner was always fun because you see people caught in the act of being themselves, and I kind of like that, So, Rick, you wouldn't do well on Big Brother then if you had cameras watching you all day long.
I can't stand that show, Bob.
Oh, all right, okay.
You know,
There you go, Bob.
I actually had it on actually it was on the other night, and I just kind of watched it for about 10 minutes, and I was almost ill watching it. It's not even television. It's not even fun to watch.
Well, for me, this season, they had Celebrity. Kenny and I talk about it on his show. Celebrity Big Brother this season was one of my favorites of all of them for some reason. I began. Oh, look at we got. Is that New York?
Times Square.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I used to live. I used to live right at the top of over here, right there. That's my street. Way down. No, little over. Oh, wait. Get my finger there. Okay. Now, that finger is going to go this way, right there, 47th Street. 2 blocks up. Right at the line there. Yeah, 47th Street. 2 blocks up. That was my house. That was my my apartment. So I could be in Times Square.
Looks like they've closed the street down there, huh? Coming into the Times Square.
Oh yeah, it's mauled, so that you can sit out there and all of that. Yeah, it's been. It sounds like mauled, M-A-U-L-E-D. Maybe some people think that,
M-A-L-L-E-D.
but it's M-A-L-L-E-D. So
Yeah, because there's like all kinds of little tables out there and stuff.
It's great. You can sit. It's like a European square, only it's in New York, so it has a different vibe to it. But yeah. But
So that's Earth Cam. That's the Earth Cam view of Times Square.
It's great. Now, street cam. Is there such a thing as street cam? Streetscape cam.
Actually, Bob, I could give you technology tomorrow if you had a computer and a camera. You could broadcast Silver Street if you wanted to.
Oh.
24/7 to YouTube.
You know, wouldn't you enjoy watching me maybe I put it inside, walk from one room to another, get out of a chair.
That would be riveting TV.
I would make it riveting TV.
Hey,
I would
Pete,
make it riveting.
There's a cure for insomnia.
Okay, so hey,
Right.
yeah, there is a cure for insomnia, and it's watching me get up from a chair.
Hate it.
Hate it. I would say that this Celebrity Big Brother season was a real discovery for me of. They had a couple of Real Housewives on there, and they turned into really kind of like nice people. Lamar Odom, you know who Lamar Odom is?
Yep.
He's
Yes.
about 14 feet tall. He was married to Khloe Kardashian.
Wasn't he a former basketball player or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned to love him, and he really wants to get back with Khloe, I think. God help us, but...
Didn't he done some dumb things?
Yes, very much, very, very dumb in his life, and he admits it, et cetera, and it was very interesting to see that kind of conversation. The woman that won Celebrity Big Brother, I didn't know she's a wrestler. I can't even remember her last name. Her last name is Tate, or Misha Tate.
Misha Tate?
Yeah, does that name ring a bell?
No, not at all.
No.
Nope. But
It
I'm watching it. So you're telling me I'm watching a rerun in the series? The series
you must
is already
be.
finished?
Oh yeah, it's over with.
I don't know. They were doing some bobsled thing
No.
competition, and it was like they were dressed in these spandex clothes.
Oh man, yes, that
And
was
I'm like-
yeah. That was
No,
just
she was,
before.
She wasn't
the
a
season
wrestler, by the
finale.
way. Misha Tate was a mixed martial artist.
Oh, she's a boxer. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It only took me a month.
Because
and a half.
I didn't recognize the name. I was like, that's not a wrestler.
Yeah, no, she's a
Mixed martial artist.
Yeah. But it was an interesting people watching kind of thing. And Kenny would tell you that he enjoys watching their
Maybe that's why it's
all
so
our
successful.
feeds.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I think there's a certain voyeuristic element in many people.
A certain?
Well, you drive by and you see an accident, and you have this desire to know what's happening, to go over there. You follow a fire if you want to know what's happening. Or
But
do you ever
You
do
know,
this?
Bob,
with
being in the business for 20 years almost,
Yeah.
I don't. Because I can drive by and just not even slow down and tell you what's going on.
Oh, sure.
I don't rubberneck at an accident because I know
Oh,
what
I
those
don't
guys
either.
are going through.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having people standing around. I was hit by a car on 50th Street in New York City, and I was and all of a sudden I woke up and I was surrounded. It looked like I was in some kind of dream where I was in my bassinet and we had all the kids, all the parents came in to look at me and stare at me. And I said, I'm all right, get the car. And they got the car and whatever. And I walked away.
I just can't watch it because how can anybody sit there and say, oh, they're not acting. This is real.
I think it's a little both.
It is. It's a little of both.
It's
it is a little
The
of both.
producers
because
steer
it's
them
not-
a lot.
Because what happens on that show, you can't tell me that they're actually doing it. If they are, then they're.
Well, so-
some of that stuff is definitely proves that they are not the brightest people in the world.
Oh no, they're not. All these
Well,
reality shows-
they came away with more followers on their website.
Oh, well, that's different.
yeah,
I'm talking intelligence-wise.
Oh.
Because if they're doing this on their own and it's not a script, some of it's not scripted.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so true.
Some of
So-
it's steered.
So,
Yes.
but that
all right,
would happen.
steered. That's scripted.
That would happen.
And also, like Kenny says, that most of the time it's incredibly boring. Remember, they're editing for television,
Oh, sure. Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
pulling the best parts
Yeah,
out.
and
Kenny-
the strange thing is that all these reality shows always have a story editors at the back. Story editor? What's a story editor?
yeah,
in
they
reality?
edited for a
Yeah, they
storyline.
edited.
Yeah, they're looking for a through line. They're looking for the villain.
So you're not getting the truth of what's happening in there. It's
Oh,
No, you're
okay.
getting the partial truth.
Yeah, Ricardo.
It's kind of like watching the network news.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey,
You're
Big
getting
Papi
the
here.
partial
Yes.
truth.
We do that sort of sitting down here. I mean, like if you really think about it,
What-
this is sort of like reality television. Isn't
this
it?
is more this is more real than Big Brother is.
That's true.
It's more real than Big.
We don't
and-
edit.
Well,
What
we
we're
don't edit,
saying,
but we do have a
unfortunately-
script though.
Yeah.
we
Which
never
we
follow
it. But yeah,
There is a script. This is
It's never
just in
followed.
case, folks. Just
Well,
in case.
you know what, Bob? I got to give a shout out to my neighbor Terry, and hopefully Terry's watching this
Oh,
morning.
sure.
Because
Hi, Terry.
when I talk to her and I clear her driveway for her, she's like, she loves you. She thinks you are funny and
She
witty.
loves-
Oh
He
yes.
is.
Oh yeah, you are funny and witty,
He
and she
is.
loves watching us on. So good morning, Terry, and hopefully you're watching.
Terry, now I'm being forced to be funny.
You have a fan.
I have,
Bob has lots
I have some. I really do have a fan or two. I gotta say it. I
Bob
feel
has
kind
lots of fans.
Oh, I know, but
Just don't look them in the eyes.
that's really true.
Just be careful when you plug them in.
Bob's superpower.
Yeah. Hey, so today, you know what today is? Today
Lindbergh
is
baby
the
was
beginning
kidnapped?
of Women's Month.
Oh.
Women's History Month is today. And so I'm going to
still
play
on Fat
lots
Tuesdays,
of
though.
pardon?
It's still on Fat Tuesdays.
Oh my God! It's
You know.
also National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. Did you know that?
Okay, they can go hand in hand. Tin Bridge makes a nice peanut butter porter. There, I can indulge on that.
There's a beer, a peanut butter. Yeah.
Porter? Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
like a peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that
good.
sounds good.
Yeah.
And so you can actually. Is it a fatty beer? I mean, like
No, it's not. But so a porter beer has a natural
my favorite beer.
natural coffee chocolate taste to it.
Yeah.
And if you add that peanut butter flavor to it, it tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
I'm gonna order this.
It's
Will you
really
bring
good.
one in for me?
Yeah, I will. I
You
will
could-
get one. Yeah,
you-
of course I can.
You can.
I know people.
He does know people.
Peanut butter. I have peanut butter for breakfast every other morning. Sometimes every morning, folks. Terry, I get up in the morning. I put the toast in, and I decide, will it be butter or will it be peanut butter?
Or both.
Yes, I sometimes do one sliced peanut butter, one because I'm thinking of my weight.
Yeah.
You're not thinking
You're
of my weight right at the
No,
moment, are
no.
you? No, but I am. I'm thinking.
Once that jar of peanut butter comes out, everything's out the window. So,
Yeah.
but the peanut butter porter. It's funny because Michelle doesn't really drink. She doesn't drink beer,
Mm-hmm.
but so she wanted to make a cake one time for a friend of ours, and his birthday was on Halloween, and she was going to make a Guinness cake.
Oh
was
yeah.
good.
Oh,
So-
Guinness is great.
So I talked her into making a peanut butter porter cake, and using the peanut butter porter, and it was one of the best cakes that I have ever had.
That's
Oh my
probably
g-
phenomenal.
Okay.
It was.
Oh, please. So bring me a cup of
The
do they
peanut
come
butter
in
porter,
cans?
they come in cans, yes.
Bob, why don't you go? Why don't you
I'll
go
pay
to,
you for it,
Bob,
and then
go-
I'll make a cake.
And
Bob,
then
come
make
to
a
the
cake.
brewery with us and sit down and have one fresh out of the keg.
I'll be glad to do. I'd
You
like
could
to
do
do
that.
that
Yes.
too. Oh man,
We'll schedule a Friday night. We'll triple date.
Yes.
this would be well. That would be sweet.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be sweet. I don't know what put a little porter beer in James and he's unfiltered.
That's okay.
They actually make a great orange hard seltzer too, that Michelle has, and she doesn't drink. She likes it. So
It's that's vodka.
no, it's just
No, it's a hard seltzer.
it's a hard seltzer it's an alcoholic drink, but it's actually
A lot of people make it with vodka, but you
yes.
don't always
but
have to.
technically, what it is, it's a fermented sugars. Is all it is. It's gluten free.
Sounds like rot gut alcohol.
So-
What do they call that? Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing
Is that-
alcohol.
No,
It's
it's-
fermented. It's fermented sugars that
Oh.
is how it starts, and that's instead of using a malt based or a wheat based or grain based.
Wow.
So
Why don't you come in some week and bring some of the products, and we'll talk about those products, and you can tell us, and
can do
bring
that.
your boss, and
We can
maybe
do
we'll
that.
give you a raise as well.
We'll tape a show. Why don't we tape a show at White
we
Lion?
could tape a
we
show
could.
right there at the bar.
We've done it at other breweries. It's not like Harry hasn't been on the road at a
Oh,
brewery.
and we could bring my cousin works with you, so we could bring.
Yes, and Sean.
He's a nurse. Did you know that
Yes,
he
I
does
knew
that
he
in
was
the
a nurse, yeah.
daytime, and then
Yeah.
he serves people in two capacities.
yes,
One in the day, from one end of the body, and one.
Are we playing
yeah,
6 degrees of Bob Plass again?
yes.
Yeah, 6 degrees. 6 degrees. I have no degrees between Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. There, I do not have any. I can't. I don't think I can get to them in 6 degrees. At all. I don't know.
How about Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon, can get to in 2.
Really?
My friend Pat did a show, and Kevin Bacon's friend was in the show, and Kevin
slept with
came
Kevin
and
Bacon?
visited his friend, and they slept in the apartment above Pat. So I guess that's 1 degree of Kevin Bacon, or is that 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
It might be 3 with the floor in between them.
Oh, that's true. Okay, all right. So the reason why I'm playing Fred Astaire singing "The Way You Look Tonight" this is for Ginger Rogers, who somebody said, "Oh, Fred Astaire was such a wonderful dancer." Well, he was. You watch those films and stuff. But Ginger said, I did the same steps, only I did them backwards and in heels. And if you really think about it, when they
got a
were
point there.
dancing, she was doing the backstep,
Yeah.
And but they're great movies. Check out Top Hat. That's one of my favorites. This is The Way You Look Tonight. Fred Astaire for Ginger Rogers on Women's History Month.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Oh, but you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you just the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never change. Keep that breathless charm Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes and Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, March 1st, 2022, and counting. And I'm here with Rick Barry and Peter Coles, and it's Bob Plass, and we've got some theater folk coming in at 7 o'clock
Hey,
today.
Bob, I just want
We
to
are live.
I just want to let you know that Bobby G is finally back on the air.
Wonderful.
He's been off since Christmas, since a Christmas show.
Oh, gosh. He had some health problems.
He was in the hospital twice with COVID.
Oh, with twice?
COVID-related stuff, yeah.
Oh, my God. So he's back this week?
He was back the week before I left for the rocket launch, and he'll be back this week.
Oh, good. Well, give him my best. Jeez, that's terrible.
He's still at home
healthy.
recovering, but he's able to do it on Zoom because we have the technology.
There we go.
And he was able to do a 4-hour show during the break.
Oh,
he was back. No, back last week because I was back last Thursday.
4 hours.
He did a 4-hour show from home.
Oh my word!
I kept telling him to go back on. He had to go back on his oxygen during the breaks.
Oh my God!
Like, Bobby, don't make yourself. He goes, this is a good test. He goes, I can tell the doctor I have some stamina. He goes, I'm not running around, but at least I don't have to be on the oxygen the whole time.
Oh my God! Hey,
but he took a hard hit from that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Hey, look at I made a mistake.
You did.
What?
Yeah. Look at
what?
This is,
Wait a minute.
Instant correction.
This is Times Square. I was picturing it the other way.
That's not Herald
Okay,
Square.
this is right over here. No, wait a minute. There. No.
That's going north uptown.
Right behind you, Bob. Right behind you.
Right behind.
No,
behind.
right.
Over
I
here.
mean, you're actually sitting on the street. Is actually
I'm
where
sitting
you're
on
explaining
my
it.
street. 47. No, it's 40. I think I'm one down from this. This I think is 46th, 45th, 44th. No, this is 44th. That is 40. Yeah, I think that must be 45th or 46th. So I was on 47th Street, and right below us here, this is that.
Restaurant's still open.
This is where you can get the tickets for Broadway shows. That's Duffy Square.
TKTS.
Yeah, and it's over there. It's down over under the seat of Rick Barry. If you look under your seat, you'll find
There you go, Bob.
a ticket. Oh, there it is. And you were saying if there. Duffy Square is where you go for cheap tickets, and you can also sit in the seats there. It's there is a theater-like proscenium there at Duffy
Yeah, see
Square.
that right there? See the stage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like an amphitheater, the stage thing there?
It's called Duffy Square because of Fighting Father Duffy. And Fighting Father, he was the pastor of a church on 42nd Street, the Catholic church on 42nd Street. Gary Cooper, I think, played him in the movie. And there's also a statue of George M. Cohan, the man who owned Broadway, who wrote all those great hits like over there, da, 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 it's a grand old flag. That's George M. Cohan. He's right there. There's a statue.
Oh, nice.
Hey, what did you were learning something on? So tell us.
Some a little history about Mardi Gras.
I want to hear.
It says original Mardi Gras can be traced to medieval Europe, passing through Rome and Venice in the 17th and 18th century to the French House of the Bourbons. From here, the
French kings.
Yes. The traditional revelry of Bœuf Gras or
Bœuf.
fatted
Bœuf is that you mean beef.
Fatted calf.
Yes. Yeah.
Followed France to her colonies. So in how it started in the United States is because of Jean Baptiste. And
the pirate?
And I am not going to try to pronounce his full name because he's got like 7 or 8 names here. Jean de Baptiste Lee Méon Ser de Benneville. I apologize to anybody if there's a descendant of them, but arrived on a
Quel dommage.
They arrived on a plot of ground 60 miles directly south of New Orleans and named it Point de Mardi Gras.
Oh.
And which his men realized it was the eve of the festive holiday, and which when they did it was the eve of the festive holiday.
So the land that New Orleans was put on, that was found in that day on the day of Mardi Gras.
Right, basically on March 2nd. Yes,
yeah.
On 1699 it says here, and so. That's kind of a little interesting thing that it actually was not. It's not an American festival.
Yeah.
Which most people I would think that it's when you hear Mardi Gras you think of New Orleans.
Yeah.
But it actually started in medieval Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Orleans. That's from watching NCIS and.
See, there's something good you get from watching television.
What's his name? Not Mark Harmon.
Oh God.
Who was the guy from
Gary
NCIS?
Sinise.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. The Ash Wednesday is always an interesting day to me. They still do the ashes, and you go to a Catholic church tomorrow, and if you're not Catholic, you want to know why do you suppose what's that about? This ashes business.
The Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, do you know it at all?
You know it being the good Catholic.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Being a good Catholic, spill the beans.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It represents the finality of your existence.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's to symbolize, or it's I recognize that sooner or later I'm going to pass on to another life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
now you know
the rest of the story.
I got that one too.
Yeah. The Ash Wednesday. Do you have ashes, or and I always am really amazed at watching on television folks who leave their ashes. You're supposed to leave your ashes on your forehead as a sign that you don't wash it off, as a sign that I recognize this about my life, and that I need to be as good as I can be while I'm here.
Yeah. So it says Ash Wednesday is a solemn reminder of human mortality and the need for reconciliation with God, and marks the beginning of the Lenten season. Lenten
season, yeah.
Yes.
Lentil would be the lentil season. Would be eating lentil soup? Just on the side, it's my favorite.
Well, that's the way it's written. That's the way it was written here, and I'm like, I think it's they were trying to make it a plural.
No, adjective, I think, probably.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why.
Okay. All right. So we are asked to make a sacrifice during the next 40 days. Okay?
Yeah. Do you give up anything for Lent, Bob?
I'm giving up carbohydrates.
Oh, that's a...
Wow.
Oh.
It's going to be really tough. I like
so you're not drinking beer?
I like beer. That's the tough part.
Well, you could.
Although I could be like the U.S. government, make an exception for beer.
You could make an. Why can't you? You can make exceptions for anything. I'm going to give up this,
But I'm trying
not
to. I'm
that.
trying to give up. I'm trying to get my carbohydrates down to close to 0 if possible.
Oh wow!
To help my health, general health.
I've given up trying to give up carbohydrates. Although I do use
So
cauliflower
I went to BJ's
pasta.
yesterday and got a lot of meat.
Oh, okay.
Meat,
Got it.
and I've also done some plant-based protein products.
Yeah, have you tried those? I
have a pasta substitute that's supposed to be really good. I'm going to try it.
Yeah,
I
I've
bought
had a
some
pasta
very-
substitute. Pasta substitutes are pretty good. All
Very
you need to do is
low-calorie,
make it look like a squiggletini, what is it, rotini for me, and have it.
If you can make angel hair pasta with like one of those spiralizers or something, I've had
Yeah.
like the spaghetti squash. I've made that.
Oh, that's fine and stuff like that and the zucchini. But you know what? Look, I'm an Irish Italian. You know, don't be messing with my pasta.
You were doomed.
Listen, yesterday it was a different flavor, but I bought I like making tortilla pizzas because it's. I like
Oh,
the
that's
thin
a
crust.
smart idea.
I
Yes.
tried it with multigrain, and it's a completely different flavor, and it kind of overshadows the rest of the pizza. The multigrain flour, if you will.
So, Peter, tell us how to make a tortilla pizza. You take you buy a tortilla.
You cook it, yeah. You
Or make your tortilla.
You crisp it up so it doesn't fall apart under the weight of the sauce.
And how do you crisp it up? In the pan?
I throw it in the oven to crisp it up a little bit.
Okay.
Now when it's got a little crust
Do
on
you
it.
put the sauce on it before you toast it up?
No.
Oh.
No. And then once it's got a little bit firmer, when it dries out a little bit, then you put the sauce on it because that's going to make it a little more tender. You put all the stuff on it, you throw it back in and cook it.
Oh.
And it usually comes out pretty decent.
Uh-huh. Oh, it sounds delicious. And also probably less calories for one. But
it's better
give me
than-
a French bread pizza. Oh my God! Give me a New York pizza. Give me a New Orleans pizza.
No, I actually use naan bread as my pizza.
Non-bread.
Non-bread, yeah.
N-A-A-N.
Oh, naan.
Yeah,
N-A-N. Yeah, the
I've heard the cauliflower.
Tandoori.
Yeah.
Cauliflower crusts are pretty good too.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
But I don't like a thick crust anyways. I like a really thin crust pizza.
Yeah. Oh, it's either got to be thin or those limp crusts. I don't know. That's the
Limp,
one.
Bob?
Limp crust. Yeah,
Limp.
I know limp is a bad word to use.
Like New York style?
Limp and
like
moist.
New York style
Limp
pizza.
and forget limp and moist pizzas.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's New York style pizza.
Isn't?
Yeah, it's usually a thinner crust.
It's floppy, a little bit
but
floppy. You can bend it.
I want
You
it
got to take it and you can fold it.
Yeah, but I want it to be.
You kind of like the Sicilian style.
Yeah, I need
thick
it to
crust.
be crusty a little bit. And yeah.
How about some good Chicago deep dish pizza?
Oh, I love. Oh man,
Yeah, that's-
listen. Peter's about to give up carbohydrates. What
He's
am I-
about to.
Yeah,
He hasn't yet. It's
okay.
not Lent yet.
Have you come in with what's the word?
Resolution.
An idea for giving up. What are you going to give up?
I'm giving up.
Oh,
That's a cop-out.
I'm not going to give up anything.
maybe I'm going to add something. You know, the new.
I'm going
thinking
to add
is
something. Yeah,
you
that's what
add
I'm going to do.
something. You add something.
You're going to add something, right? Exactly.
What does that add? I'm going to be kinder to people, if I can be.
Bob, you're kind to everybody. That's something you do all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, I think I got to make a better attempt. I'm going to give. I'm gonna try to give something back every day or week. I'm gonna pay it back.
You know what, Bob?
In line at a supermarket or in Dunkin' Donuts once a week. How about that?
Here you go, Bob. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give up this to stop this. And you say I don't have a sense of humor.
Oh,
All right.
man, oh man.
All right, so
Hey,
Bob,
let's-
so
we gotta-
Bob,
we
so
gotta
Bob,
get
if you're gonna be paying it forward, you're gonna be paying for somebody's groceries behind you.
I'm not gonna pay for all of it.
Oh, darn!
Believe me.
I was gonna say, let me know when you're going to Big Y because I'll go shopping with you.
No, I'm just gonna steal. I'll pay for that box of tissue paper. Or better,
It's getting expensive, Bob. You better pick something else.
Oh, is that right? Oh God.
Hey, I just saw a post on Facebook. I want to throw this one out there.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to Julie and Nabil. It's their 30th anniversary today.
Oh, the shortstop folks.
Yes, the Hanushas.
Oh, it's their 30th anniversary. Can you imagine? Wow. Yeah. Hey, everybody, why don't we play a song and then we'll come back. I've been watching the country. I'm the 10th episode of Rick Burns' country series that documents country music, and it's really worth seeing. I've talked about it for ad nauseum here. I'm on the last hour of it, but in this last episode, rather, it talks about the cosmopolitan country, Cosmo country. Do you know what? And that's not a cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan country. Do you know what that is?
Country music, you mean?
Yeah, country music.
That's where country music is involved to what we used to call rock and roll.
It's sort of, yeah, it's
all the rock and rollers of the 80s, like Steven Tyler and what the guy from Stained.
Right.
They've all gone to Nashville.
They've
and
gone
that's where
country.
That's where the rock and roll is now.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a combination. It's that crossover hits. And you know one of the first crossover hits was?
Your Swiftie Swiftie was a big crossover.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Here You Come Again by Dolly Parton. That Whitney Houston Whitney Houston sang another Dolly Parton song. But Dolly Parton was not very well known outside of country circles until she did. Yeah.
Yep.
And
she
she
was
did
bluegrass.
this, Here You Come Again, and suddenly it's on the top of the charts. And so then everybody is trying to get a crossover hit. And so the purists in country music in Nashville are sort of going, hey, wait a minute, what about...
the Ed Western folks.
Yeah. And so you have that sort of clash back and forth, et cetera, et cetera. So
It
at
happened
any
again.
rate...
Some of it changes in, I'm a big fan of country music.
Oh, I am too.
A lot of the pop country, if I want to call it that, it's just not what it is. And when they insert rap into it, it's not country.
Well,
You know?
but that, then it becomes something else. It evolves. Music evolves. So let's...
Right. It does evolve, but it still needs to stay true to its roots, and that's what country music
that's
is.
why you got to have people who are
you don't
singing.
you don't hear heavy metal going country.
I could probably. Didn't Pat Boone do a heavy metal album? I don't know.
But Alan Jackson does do a song called "Gone Country." If you've ever heard it.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's exactly what it talks about. It talks about that they're gone country.
And there is another one. Are you sure Hank done it this way? Are you sure
Good old Hank Williams
done it this way? That sort of says, wait a minute, you're adding this popular tone to this or whatever.
One of the best stage shows that I ever saw was over at in Springfield. What's the little
Mercury? It begins with M. Danny Eaton.
No,
Majestic Theater.
Yeah.
Stage
No,
West.
not Stage West.
Stage
Yeah,
West,
Stage West.
yeah.
They did a show about Hank Williams called the Lost Highway.
Oh yeah,
And it was a
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal stage show.
Yeah.
And the way the music was interpreted, and it actually went through his life.
And it's a really he was a big drinker, man.
Yes, and a lot of it took place at two places, at a bar, and the other one was at the
rehab
like the
center.
coffee shop.
Oh, coffee shop.
Like a little diner where he was sitting at the tables or sitting at the
interesting.
counter.
His son Hank Williams Jr.
Cepheus.
came out and they wanted to make him into Hank Williams'
Right.
father. And what happened is that he finally said, "I'm going to do my own."
He's going to do his own stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So at any rate, Dolly Parton, great woman, philanthropist, etc. Here You Come Again. I love this song.
Here you come again, just when I've begun to get myself together. You waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart round your little finger. Here you come again, just when I'm about to make it work without you.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning, and it is March 1st, 2022 and counting, and this is the Westfield on Weekend show. Hey, everybody, if you go on westfieldonweekends.com, you'll find out all the great events. We had a fabulous cookies, cupcakes, and community event. Cupcakes, cookies, and community with children this week. Oh, they were with the princess. It was great. And our up close and musical concert got postponed till a little later. It was going to be a chamber group, actually the Westfield Chamber Players, a group of 4 professors from Westfield State. And so at any rate, that has been postponed till later in the season. But a week from this coming Friday, we have another concert. So, I think maybe it's 2 weeks. But at any rate, you can find out all the information at westfieldonweekends.com. And there are also courses and classes at the Westfield Creative Arts Center, which is at 105 Elm Street in downtown Westfield. And you can find that out on the website as well. So you look, we've given birth. You and I have given birth.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
I've got nothing. Pete,
You got nothing. No.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me. I can't hear you guys. So.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
Plug
Shelley.
in your headphones.
Yeah, Shelley Haber is what is your title over at their Westfield Theater Group? What are you?
I'm on the board of directors. I'm one of the directors there, but for this upcoming production of Big Fish, I am one of the co-producers.
Ah, wonderful. And the director is here with us today.
Yes, I am.
Rob Clark. Is Rob for Robert?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Robert. Yeah. Now, how come did you see? I always wanted people to call me Robert instead of Bob, Rob instead of Bob, because Bob.
All right, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Bobby is almost better. Yeah, only 76-year-old Bobby doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But I always think that Rob is the classier version of Bob. So if you picture a Rob in your head, he's wearing nice clothes and everything. If you picture a Bob in your head, it's like your next door neighbor or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, not to insult the Bobs I know, but you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So who made the decision? Is your father named Rob?
Yeah. He's junior. Yep.
Oh,
Grandpa was senior. He's been gone.
So you are triple sticks.
I am.
And it's a wonder they didn't call you Trey or something. Sometimes if you're the third.
I get the turd from my sister. Yeah.
Rob Clark, you are the director of. We're going to be talking Big Fish. You know what? Have you ever seen the movie Big Fish?
Yes.
Rick Barry?
Yes, and that's what I was going to wonder if it's based on the movie.
Well, it is. It's based on both the movie and the book that the movie is based upon. So it's a little
There's a
smattering
book.
of
There
both.
was a book first.
There was. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. I happen to really love this show, and I love the music from it, and I and the storyline, et cetera, et cetera. Shelley, why don't you? Well, we've got lots to talk about. We have to talk about the theater group. We have to talk about the plot. We've got to talk about where the Big Fish is, when it's coming, etc. How to get tickets. So why don't we start first? Well, the name above the title, it says Westfield Theater Group. What's that?
Westfield Theater Group.
First, it's it's spelled the English way. Everybody, it's spelled the English way.
That is correct.
Spell theater, Rick. Go ahead, the English way.
Well, you got me all confused now. Is there a
spell
different
theater?
way?
Go
Is there a
ahead.
different
Let's.
way?
It is spelled the English way. I was told that THEATRE, which is the way we spell it, is for the group or organization, whereas THEATER is for the building. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's what I was
Oh, that's a.
It's like Rob versus Bob.
Yeah, I was just saying this is Rob and Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
That's what I
theater is the with the RE.
Yes.
THEATRE is the classier version of theater. ER.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Well-
But anyways, to answer your question,
Yeah.
Westfield Theater Group is a department of the Westfield Women's Club. We are at 28 Court Street, and we have been in business, as you will see, for more than 100 years. We are one of the longest-running community theaters in the country, and we are very proud of that fact. Up until COVID hit, we had been in long-running standing for more than, like I say, close to 100 years, nonstop.
You say it's a department of the Women's Club of Westfield.
Correct.
Would you spell women's club for me? Would you spell women's in women's club for me, please?
Woman.
W-O-M-A-N. Yeah.
Not W-O-M-E-N.
Yeah. So, speaking of Rob and Bob and theater and woman, it's the women's club.
Woman, correct.
Women's club.
I didn't know there was going to be. I didn't know there was going to be a spelling
I'm
test.
trying to get you to spell something. Will you spell something for God's sakes?
SOMETHING. Something.
So perfect. All right. So you said you were a department of the women's club.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Department, as in there's the garden club, there's the theater club, the theater group, there's the book club, there's the cooking club, that kind of thing. So we're each individual departments of the women's club.
And can men be part of the women's theater?
They can
women's
be
club?
part of the theater group, yes. They are non-paying members as far as they cannot be officially by bylaws of the women's club, cannot be members of the women's club, but they can be certainly members of the department of the theater group, yes.
Yeah. I wonder when they started the theater group, whether they had women playing men's roles, sort of like Shakespeare.
Back in the day, yes, they did, and we have pictures to prove it.
Oh, holy mother. Who wears the pants in that theater? Yeah.
It's a women's club by choice. It's a social club originally.
You know, 6 degrees of separation. Before I moved to New York to do my illustrious theater career, it started at the Westfield Theater Group. In 1972, Rob, my mother said, why don't you sing, why don't you go to this thing? And so I went to an audition for Bells Are Ringing, and in 1972, and I got the lead, and this is, they were really hard up. And I got the lead, and then from there I ended up going to Bay Path, and then from there on I went to New York City, and so I always credit the Westfield Theater Group, and I actually did Tenderloin with Carthy Palmer there, and oh God, what's the other one? Cabaret. Oh, and then I did a Frank Hatchett show, Pippin, and Bells Are Ringing. And
what part did you play in Cabaret?
It wasn't Sally Bowles, I can tell you that. It was Clifford Bradshaw. Did you play that role as well?
I did.
Oh, yeah. It's a thankless role.
Yes.
Most people, it's Sally Bowles' story. Cabaret. You never even think. Did you know there was a Cliff Bradshaw in Cabaret?
I did. Yes.
You did.
Yeah, I'm not as uncultured as you think I am, Bob.
Spell wise. Yeah, Rob. Yeah, don't you think that Cabaret part is a little bit? You work your tail off in that, and you're the eyes of that. The show calls is based on I Am a Camera, right? And you are the eye in the camera, and believe it or not, nobody even knows that.
Right.
But you got some great songs. Oh, I love that. we have to go bit by bit through our resumes, et cetera, you know.
We'd be here all day.
Oh, that's exactly right. All right, so where were we, Shelley? You can
Talking
pull
about
us
Big
back
Fish.
anytime you want. We'll go. Yeah.
So we have, like I say, this is kind of our re-entry into the theater because unfortunately we haven't done anything in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And Rob proposed this show actually more than 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very happy to get this up back on the stage. It's Big Fish. It's actually the new Broadway musical. And as we were talking, it is the musical based on the movie, based on the book. We have George Garber coming back as our music director.
Mm-hmm.
We have Caitlin Odell coming back as our choreographer. And we have an absolutely fabulous cast. We're very proud to get this cast back.
Yeah, the Big Fish is a very difficult show to do, and I did a little research last night.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of the cast, if you look in the insert block there, one
Look
of
at
the cast
it.
members just came into school.
Oh my gosh! Is she here at the school?
Yeah, she's right but she's also a cast member.
Straight through the window there.
Who is that?
She's in the Kathy Palmer booth.
That is Kathy Palmer's chair. You say?
she's also a student in graphic arts, so she's here for school.
Oh, I see. That's a surprise to me.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Well, who are you?
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Lindsay.
I play Josephine in Big Fish.
Josephine. Wait a minute. Is that the witch?
No.
Oh.
She's a little too young for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I play Will's wife.
Oh, okay,
Will,
gotcha.
yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And you are. You have a song?
I have a little song. It's a song. It's kind of like a little. It's a song. It's like a
Like
little,
a vignette?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
That's
it more
the
than
word I'm
one
looking
note?
for.
You're not.
Yes.
Yes. It's more than one note.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Lindsay, are you from Westfield?
Yes.
Great. And you're here at and you're a senior, junior, whatever.
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Oh my God! So they'll stick around, and you grow in your theater. Why? You know, I think that's the great thing about community theater is you're able to take people who haven't been on stage, they learn to be on stage, and then they can even go on and study theater. And
She's one of our rock stars, Bob.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
She's also one of Kathy Palmer's proteges.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
She taught
She's
me
been-
everything I know.
Oh my God! Well,
She's
been with us.
fantastic.
She'll
Been
be
with us
around
for several
here.
years, and she and her mom both are with us on the stage. So,
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
see, families can do theater.
Yeah,
Community theater.
that's exactly it. Hey, so Shelley, we're talking Big Fish. It's a huge commitment to do Big Fish.
It's a huge commitment to do any show.
Yeah.
How so?
Its rehearsal is 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
There's costumes, there's props, there's sets, there's all sorts of things that are required to do it. But we love doing it, otherwise we wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And you've been with the theater group for a long, long time.
This is my 30th season.
30 years. Oh my God. And you are also
for
in
you.
not in the pits. You're in the pit occasionally. I
Not
see.
occasionally, not this particular show, but yes, I have.
And that's playing. She's in the pit with a musical instrument, Rick.
Stop picking on Rick.
And what instrument do you play?
I play piano, I play flute, I play percussion.
Yep.
So.
Oh, okay. That's where I recognize you from because you usually come in with that group into the tavern.
Community
Yes,
band.
the community band.
Play with the community band. Yes.
That's where I recognize you.
They come in and they play at the tavern?
No, after
come in
their
after
practices,
rehearsal.
after
they
rehearsals,
drink
they
at the
come in.
tavern.
And
Yes.
I didn't say they drink. I said
All
they
right.
come into
Oh,
the
all
tavern.
right.
Digress.
Oh,
They come in for a late night snack, Bob.
Yes.
got it. I got it. So the challenge is, of course, you need a cast with commitment, number one.
Correct.
But this show in particular has some challenges. Why don't you talk about those challenges, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the show, it takes place over a range of about 30 years, we're about there, 30 years.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Yeah.
About 45 years, really, for some of the characters. And without changing characters, we really have to find someone who can fit that age range that's going to cover a 17-year-old, but can also be in their mid-60s. and make that transition quickly, because we jumped from teenage years up to the 30s, up to the 60s, back to the 20s, scene by scene. So it's really it's a tough job to do, to find that right person who can. You have to make those physical changes and not rely on makeup, not heavy aging makeup and powdering the hair to look older. It's really a physical thing where you have to change your body chemistry.
When I went on Broadway Slime, Rick, last night. You're not going to report me, are you? Do you know anything about Broadway Slime?
No.
I no, that's not.
I know what you're talking about.
Tell everybody what Broadway Slime is, Lindsay.
Yeah, because on YouTube you technically can't use the same name. So they put, like, say you want to watch like Six or something, you put Six Slime Tutorial, or say you want to watch Heather's or something, you put Heather's Slime Tutorial, and then you can just watch the entire show. It's like kind of hidden recordings of shows.
You know how you're not allowed to take pictures of a show or whatever, film a show. These are films of shows.
People do that? No, come on now.
And they're on YouTube, and you know, my Catholic. This is what Peter, you'll appreciate this. My Catholic guilt says I can't do this. But then I think, okay, it's sort of like with taxes, what what you can and can't take.
4 hours later, you're still watching.
Yes, yeah, exactly right. And my thinking is that to go to New York City, it costs. It could be $150 a ticket to see a Broadway show. Okay, and in order to do that, cost a lot of dough, and I can't afford that all the time. So therefore, there it is. If you want me to go to New York, and I will go to New York. I mean, I'm not going to stop going if I've seen it on Slime. Okay, so do you know about this, Shelley? Do you know about?
No, that's news to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like heaven. And Rob, have you ever dipped into the Broadway Slime on YouTube?
I haven't, and Shelley can attest to this. Is that I pride myself when I'm directing shows to not pull up videos and not, because I want it to come from my heart and from my mind, and not ever be accused of stealing or ripping somebody else's idea off. And are there parallels sometimes? I'm sure there probably are, but at least I know in my heart that it came from me. You know.
Yeah. I once did Godspell, which was we did it for. I did it for 6 months, and it was a exact copy of the off-Broadway show. And this was not connected to the show itself. The director had gone every Saturday to to a lot of shows, written down what they did, and then we copied everything from the choreography to whatever. It was really successful, and I thought to myself, well, geez, I hope there's some creativity. There's creativity in the actor. Let's put it that way. You take it and you do it. But I love that idea. But you can see, and have you seen Big Fish on Broadway Slime?
I haven't on the Slime, but I watched. Actually, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't labeled Slime Tutorial. It was labeled something else. But I watched like an off-Broadway version of it, I believe. Also, I watched the movie version with Ewan McGregor.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Big. If you go to Big Fish Act 1, Big Fish Act 2, you can come up and it's a high school.
There's plenty of YouTube videos and stuff out there.
Yeah. But the one I saw was a really that must have been a performing arts school. But the challenge for you, Rob, there you have some characters that are specific to, well, for instance, you've got a giant.
We do, yep.
And Rick, how do you think they make a giant in a Broadway show?
I would probably, I'm not going to say somebody on stilts because that gets way too obvious, but, by lighting and...
No,
Go
with A.
Go with A.
Go with A with the stilts. Really, that's pretty interesting because I don't think anybody would be willing to
Every
get up on
show
stilts.
does. Yeah, they even on Broadway they use stilts. Yeah,
it's not easy to find an 8-foot tall actor.
An 8-foot tall actor. And
come on, they're all over the place.
Carl is played by a stilt walker, so you had to.
Really?
How do you audition for that?
We're not going to give away all our secrets.
Yeah,
To come
yeah.
see the show.
Well, let's just say I found an 8-foot-tall Hector.
And he comes right from Westfield.
You found a drywall hanger, huh?
He's local, so.
He's local.
Oh my God!
fact,
Does he have to dance in it as well?
Yes, somewhat.
Choreography.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some movement.
And there is a mermaid in the show.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
How do you think they do the mermaid, Rick?
Like I say, come see the show.
It's all theater magic.
It's all theater magic. Exactly.
So
exactly.
there's a mermaid and a giant. There is a witch.
There is.
And are there any other things like that in the show? And also these cinematic. It's so cinematic, like you say, one scene after another.
There's a couple more surprises, and I don't want to reveal them, but we do have some good big scene with some circus folk and of various
Jugglers
talents,
and-
jugglers, hula hoopers, all kinds of things.
There's a
up there.
circus in it, Rick.
Yes, I remember that from the movie. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
How big is this cast?
Yeah.
How big is this cast?
22.
22.
Wow, that's enormous.
That's one of the smallest casts we've had in a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We had a cast as many as, I think, 40, 41.
Yeah.
Our Christmas shows.
Yeah,
and the show
Christmas.
itself is the story behind it is a very interesting story. Anyways, it's not just about the fantasy. It's all. Tell us a little bit about the background of the story of the big fish.
Well, it's really I want to try to do this without giving too much away, but it's a son coming back home because his father's sick.
Yeah.
And they're trying to reconnect. And it covers the father telling the stories from the son. You know, when the son was little, telling all these big fantastical stories because he's a traveling salesman and he's out on the road. And he wants to make his life look more glorious than it is, really, is what it boils down to. And we're trying to find what's real and what's not. And the son always struggled with that and trying to make that connection with Dad because he always felt Dad was just feeding him a little line there, you know, and watch my language, little that BS, you know, right,
of
right,
course, yeah.
right. So the son never quite knew who his father was because everything was just big bedtime story. Every time he'd pop in, tell a story when he came home for a couple of days, and then be back out on the road again. So he had to make himself build his legacy, is what the father did, really. And it's then he starts to struggle with his mortality in the end. And wants to be able to still live on through the stories.
And through the stories, we get to know him in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it, as you say, there's a circus in it, right?
There is.
That goes to the circus. There's a scene in World War. He's a fighter in World War II, or yeah.
Well, in the movie, yes.
Uh-huh.
And the beautiful thing about the way this show is written, and the writing is fantastic, is that it doesn't really reference which war. It's just the war.
Uh-huh.
So this show can take place, which we have done, is, today is today.
Oh, okay. So you've said it in today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
So the war could be. Pick something. It could be Vietnam. It could be
sure. It could be World War II. It could be
World War II. It could be Iraq.
you name it. Unfortunately, yeah. So there is this UFO UFO show, a USO show. There might be a UFO in this show. There could be a UFO.
It would fit right in.
It would fit right in. Yeah. Lindsay, are you in the scene that takes place in war? And that lambs. What is the name of that song?
Alabama
Sweet
Lambs
of Alabama or something.
Can't say. But I don't want to give too much away. But I'm kind of there besides Will and kind of guiding him through this because he's just trying to find out the truth about his father. But I'm trying to keep that bond between them because it's me between my husband, which he's my rock. He's my true love. And this father-in-law that I really look up to and I really adore, and I'm just trying to keep that relationship that they have and keep things kind of okay for the both of them. And it's just kind of this little bit of a fighting battle between them that I have to try and keep the peace.
That sounds like a lot of character development right there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
No, but
that's
you
a
need
credit.
to know. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a credit that she's got that much character backstory.
Yeah, there is a lot of backstory there because you meet him at high school. Have you got the right character?
Bob, spoilers.
Oh well, no, what the heck? I mean, like
Spoilers, Bob.
Isn't there a high school scene?
Hey, Bob.
What's her character's name?
Yes, I think you're thinking of
You're
Sandra.
thinking Father Big Will.
Oh,
versus
Big Will.
Young
Okay.
Will.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me because the characters are so the son and the father really have maybe a lot in common. That they you know
They
you think,
do and they don't realize.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
the
that's the
son
beauty of
tries to deny that commonality. Yeah.
Hey, Bob, you want to take a break?
I want to take
7:23.
but I want to take a break and play a song by Andrew Lippa from this, and it's the score is really fabulous. It's a really wonderful score. Andrew Lippa wrote The Wild Party and is on. He's the next generation of Stephen Sondheim's. There's Stephen Sondheim, and then there are Jason Brown and Andrew Lippa, and what's the guy?
Manuel.
Lin-Manuel
Miranda, that are taking Broadway to other areas. Every song in the show is a hummable song for one.
Oh, Alabama Lambs is
Oh,
definitely
okay.
one.
Oh, yeah. And so let's do. What's the name of this? It's called The Little Lambs of Alabama.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear that, Peter.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. It is March 1st. Who can believe it? March 1st, 2022 and counting.
Happy Fat Tuesday.
Wow, it's Tuesday. It's Mardi Gras. Yes. Yeah. Shelley, you've been to New Orleans.
I have.
Yeah. Rob, any New Orleans in your
No, maybe in my future, but
In
not
your future.
not as
Yeah.
of yet.
No. So, were you on the streets of New Orleans? And you've been there twice, so
I
you
have
must.
been twice.
Yeah.
March the parades and everything.
And
Oh, that's
would
cool.
you
I'm jealous.
would you recommend this?
I would definitely recommend it, but that's not why we're here today. So. Besides which, Lindsay's here. I have to behave.
She doesn't want to tell us exactly. Yeah, but it is Mardi Gras, and it is also Peanut Butter Lovers Day. And what other days of the? What do we got there?
Oh, it's National Horse Protection Day, Peace Corps Day.
Yeah. Oh my God. All kinds of days.
Hey, Bob, I got one for you.
It's Punchki Day. Did you know that? It's the National Punchki Day. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't tell Kenny that.
Yeah,
but,
I know. He's gonna
on this date, this is my history lesson from Superintendent Zaporowski.
Yes.
It's got a music cue. Oh, no, it's the wrong one. Darn it.
I was say that's match game. I mean,
I know.
Schools match wins.
Schools match
Future
wins.
Hockey Hall of Famer right-wing Gordie Howe scored in the third period, become the first NHL player to score 800 career goals as the Hartford Whalers beat the St. Louis Blues 3-0 at the Springfield Civic Center.
And that was in what year?
1980.
1980. Okay. We were around at that time.
Yes.
Usually it's it was before our time.
Yeah.
It was the year of the Miracle
Nothing's
on Ice.
before my time.
It was the year of the Miracle on Ice.
It wasn't? Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
right. Yeah. And we are talking about Big Fish. And Big Fish is, well, tell us where the dates of it and how to get tickets, et cetera, Kelly.
Shelley. That's okay. I've been called worse. It opens March 25th, and it runs 3 weekends, March 25, 26, April 1, 2, 8, and 9 at 7:30, with matinees on the 2nd and 9th at 2 o'clock. And tickets can be obtained by going to westfieldtheatergroup.com, our website. Or
Can they spell theater both ways in order to get?
No,
you have to spell
they have
it.
to spell it the THEATRE. Although I think if you misspell it, it will redirect you.
Got it.
Or you can call 413-572-6838. If you do go to the website, you can pay for them online, which is definitely preferable. And then someone will call you back and we'll confirm it, and we can reserve actual seats for you down on the floor.
Gotcha. In putting a show together, you have to find a cast.
Mm-hmm.
And was it difficult in this show? We talked about the specific needs. I mean, 8 feet people that can still walk or whatever. That's hard. But how long did you audition? Or
believe it or not, auditions were only over 2 nights.
Oh, my word!
And I'll credit it maybe to people having that itch to get back out there and do theater after having this long COVID break. Maybe they were drawn in by the title, the Big Fish. Maybe that's what pulled them in. I'm not sure. I can't speak to everybody, but man, we had I could have cast this show 6 different ways.
Wow.
That much talent. The talent level was through the roof that we sat there and said, well, it could be A, B, C, or D for most of the roles.
Wow,
and
it's great.
And so
do you have to double cast in some places? I mean, like, what happens if somebody doesn't show up? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. We have had to do that on at least a couple occasions. Yeah, I had to think about it.
Yeah.
But again, that's the beauty of having so many talented actors come out.
Yeah.
That it was just a phone call away.
Yeah.
It was moving somebody up a slot. It was doing a little shifting and a little 3-card money, but we kept right on rolling. We didn't miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
Changed a couple roles, filled some people in, and just kept right on moving. And I'm really proud of this cast.
Wow. Did you come? Which came first? Big Fish? I think maybe it's you that comes first, Rob. And then you choose the show, or you come with the show, or how does that work? And in community theater, how does that work, so?
It's worked both ways for us.
Yeah.
This particular one, Rob came to us and proposed it to the board. We have a selection process through the reading committee, through the board. We have done it in the past where the board has chosen, oh, geez, we'd like to do such and such a show and go and find a director. But of late, we have found it better to open it up to directors to come to the board. And usually we have 3 or 4 come to us each season, be it the fall show, the spring show, whatever, and say, hey, I'd like to produce or I'd like to direct such and such a show. And then we sit down, they say the pros and cons of what they'd like, and we then deliberate and choose what we think will be the best show for us.
I see. And you were the winner this year.
This year, yes.
Yeah.
I
You've
was.
been there before. You've directed other shows there, Rob?
I have, and I saw that look in Shelley's eye when you mentioned Godspell, because that is the last show I directed here. So,
oh wow!
At least I sensed that you were worried we might get off on a tangent on Godspell, but
we could get off on a tangent on Godspell.
Well, I grew up playing Godspell at home. Was my father had done some theater and had the old scores, and I'm a piano player.
I love the idea. Old scores. Godspell is an old. To me, Oklahoma is an old score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Godspell. Okay, gotcha.
Well, for
different
me,
generation.
For me, Godspell predates me, but it's a show I've always loved, and it was very near and dear to my heart as far as where I stand today in life. So that show was groundbreaking for me to direct, and was for a number of people in the cast as well that happened to be in that one.
But it's not like Big Fish, which says a new Broadway musical, because it is newer.
New, and that's a bit of a challenge. Luckily, we do have fans of the book and fans of the movie that are drawn to it, but presenting a new show is a challenge because it's a new show.
Yeah.
Not people outside of that theater world may not know it.
Right.
Yeah, it did not got very good notices.
Right. But it's not well known, and unfortunately for our typical Westfield audience, they want Oklahoma or Music Man, things like that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we're hoping that they will come out and support it because it is well worth the trip to the theater.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, if it's when you hear the music, number one, when you listen to this really heartfelt, how do I say it? It's the plot is heartfelt.
It's a wonderful story.
It's a touching story. And I think that the actors it gives them something to work with. It's not just presentation material. Am I right, Lindsay?
Yeah.
It's not fluff.
No. You'll need tissues on this one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and I wondered whether you consider it a show for children or for adults.
Because this is an everybody show.
It is an everyone show.
Yeah. And I think from my perspective, I've always tried to do shows that are that way, because it's in the name. It's community theater.
Yes.
We're trying to draw in as many people as we can. People that love theater, people that have never seen shows before, that we want them to be able to come back to see more. We want them to get sucked in.
Yeah.
And this is a great show to suck people in.
Yeah.
Over the top characters, fantastic music from every genre, except rap. I don't think there's a rap number in there, but I wouldn't be surprised if there had been at some point.
No, sure.
But yeah, we pull from. You played the Alabama Lamb song. There's USO, very very much like an Andrew Sisters song in there. All kinds of stuff that just it's tear-jerking.
Andrew Lipa is a very wonderful composer, and interestingly, I saw an interview with him and the librettist, the guy that wrote the words, other than not the libretto is. So what is libretto? The libretto of a Rick. What is libretto?
Libretto is the music, the
book of the
book
show.
of the music that the singers work off of. I guess is the best.
Is it the script?
It's the vocal
It's
score.
the vocal
Oh,
score.
it's the vocal score.
right.
No. I want the what's the other? What do you go? Oh, the book of the musical. The book of the musical, Rick, is like the script,
like the screenplay, or
the screenplay. So guess what? The guy that wrote the script to this show wrote the movie version.
Okay.
And so he worked with Andrew Lipa to adapt the movie version to this. And if you could go on YouTube and you can see an interview between the two of them. And again, they were able to take a show that had a movie that goes everywhere and place it on a stage. I mean, that's the interesting thing. Are you running all over the place on the show, Lindsay? Because you don't have a lot of backstage area there, do you?
Actually, we do have. Actually, I mean, we've been able to squeeze a cast of like 40 or so into these ginormous ensemble numbers before in past shows. So I'm fairly certain that we'll be able to have enough backstage room for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you use a thrust in this? Is there a thrust at all, or is it only proceeding?
We primarily use the thrust, actually.
Got it.
I've staged 90 some odd % of the show in front of the curtain.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
It brings it out into the audience.
It's
more.
You need that. I think oftentimes when you see a show and there's a big distance between the audience and what's happening on the stage, you're creating a distance between. You want them to be right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, and the audience is they become a reference point at certain parts in the show too, which is nice. They're almost part of it. They're the actual audience there at the circus.
Yeah.
You know, they're there watching the USO show as members of the armed service. You know, so they're more involved in a sense.
So again, we got to do the dates, and then I'm gonna play my favorite song from the show.
Okay.
And then we'll come back, and then we'll chat further. But the dates, how to get tickets, and oftentimes you price your tickets at a really good price for people.
Ticket prices are $18 for adults and $15 for students, seniors, or military. For the most part, like I say, they're general admission, but if they go online at westfieldtheatergroup.com, they can reserve them ahead of time, and then someone will call them back, and we will actually pick and choose where they can sit. And then, like I say, they can also call 413-572-6838. Ticket sales, actually, ticket box office open today, so they can certainly go online to, fortuitous that we did this today.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, the ticket prices are reasonable at $18 and $15.
Okay, so it's on 3 weekends.
3 weekends.
And it's Friday and Saturday nights?
Friday and Saturday night, all 3 weekends, with a March 25th, 26th, April 1, 2, 8, and 9.
Right.
And then we do 2 matinees on the Saturdays, the second and third weekend, April 2nd and April 9th.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
Total of 8
You got
performances.
plenty of choices.
Yes,
Certainly do.
Yep.
Yes.
Play. It's a great little space too. That's what it has a balcony.
It's a wonderful balcony.
And there's not a bad seat in the house.
No.
And you recently, we used to years ago when I was there.
Well,
the old cushions,
the old
folding chairs,
folding chairs.
They still had gas lit.
Oh my God!
With the lamps, there were no electricity.
No, we're gas
We have some wonderful chairs now.
Yeah, we didn't even have chairs. They stood for like in Shakespeare's time. They stood there. No, but those metal chairs were not pleasant on people.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. We have some wonderful chairs thanks to a lovely donation that we were left a few years ago.
Yeah, and they're really soft and nice, and you can sit through without,
And all handicap accessible
Yes.
now, too.
Yes.
Listen to this.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the
Forgot about that.
preview. This is the premiere of your elevator.
Yes, we have a handicap lift. We have a handicap bathroom. You can get to the first floor and downstairs to the lower level for concessions and whatnot. So actually it's not, because we had our fall production. We had a couple of one-acts in the fall. So the lift has been utilized already.
Oh, okay. And in order to get to the lift, you have to look as you're going in the left.
On the Holland Avenue side.
Right.
The side entrance, it is accessible from from Holland Avenue side.
Right, and the Westfield Women's Club.
Westfield Women's Club, 28 Court Street.
28 Court Street. There are some songs that you hear once and you say, I got to sing this. And if you're a singer, the score for Andrew Lippa, if you've got a cabaret act or if you want to sing a number to impress people, there are so many wonderful numbers in this show. But the one that really gets me is the one that I think could it be called the 11th hour number? Do you know the 11 o'clock number? Do you know what an 11 o'clock number is? Anybody know what an 11 o'clock number
That's
is?
news to me.
Never know
he's
about
making
the
it up.
11 o'clock number. When you're writing a Broadway musical, right at the end of a Broadway, it's like in Mama Rose and Gypsy, when she comes out and she does her mama thing at the end. That's an 11 o'clock number. When everything comes to a climax and it's the big number that everything points to, and for me, the how it ends number is the 11 o'clock number in this show. Because it's sort of, they keep using the expression how it ends. Because early in the show, the man, the Mr.
Edward.
Bloom,
Yep.
Edward Bloom,
Yep.
gets to know how it ends, supposedly.
Yeah.
Right. He's told how it ends, and that's not giving anything away. The whole arc of the show is that way. So at the end of the show, Andrew Lippa has him sing how it ends, and it is so poignant. Oh my God! So listen to this. I want to be this would be a great funeral song. in a way. No, I mean, speaking of Lent and whatever, whatever. It would be it's a great song to play at the end of someone's life because it sort of surmises stuff. Listen to this. It's great. This is
I've seen this all before. When I was just a child, I met a witch who took a bow and showed me how it ended. We stood here on the shore. The air was sweet and mild, with disbelief implausibly suspended. And in my child's imagination, I remember you, though I didn't know if we were foes or friends. But now you're standing here, I see the vision coming clear. I know exactly how this ends. It ends with you. It ends with me. It ends the way our story's ending is supposed to be. A bit insane, a touch of pain, a deftly told, yet uncontrolled. It ends with faith. It ends with love. It ends with water in a river and the sun above. Part epic tale, part fire sail, but all sincere and standing here. I know I wasn't perfect. I know my life was small. I know that I pretended that I knew it all. But when you tell my story, and I hope somebody does, remember me as something bigger than I was. It ends with sons. It ends with wives. It ends with knowing when the pavement bends, we find our lives. So let it come and let me go. Show me the waves and let them flow. It all ends well. This much I know.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, March 1st. Oh, gosh, 2022 and counting, and it's the Westfield on Weekend show. Go to westfieldonweekends.com for all of the courses and classes at Westfield's Creative Arts Center, our up-close and musical concert series, our cupcakes, cookies, and community series for children aged 3 to 8, and so much more. We have Pumpkin Fest planning that's happening right now, and we are going to do a very special big event this summer that combines concert,
a little bit of music fest, maybe.
A little bit of music fest, yeah, and it's a new thing we're working on. Really excited about it, and so there's all kinds of good things happening at Westfield on weekends, and there's also lots of good things happening at the Westfield Theater Group, and we've got Shelley Haber and Rob Clark III and Lindsay
Deland. It's right.
What's your Lindsay Deland? Deland?
Yes.
Oh, are you? Is Kathy Deland your mother or related? Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Oh, right. I got the wrong Deland family.
It's all right.
All right. Yeah. Well, she should be.
It's a common name.
Yeah, it's a common. Yeah. Hey, that poster is very interesting. Hold up the poster there. For those on the radio, it has lots of daffodils. What's why so many daffodils?
Well, without giving much away, let's just say that it may be somebody's favorite flower.
Yes.
It's kind of important to the show.
It's very important, yeah.
But come see it and you'll find out.
Yeah. Are your daffodils going to be, you have to get an awful lot of daffodils for this show.
We do.
Yeah.
And we
As
will.
Producer, are they going to be live or, you might sell daffodils in... Oh, maybe it's too early in the season to sell daffodils early, although...
It actually may be too late.
Oh.
But I'm not giving away any secrets.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
If anybody can pull anything off, it's Shelley.
Rick, don't ever get in a card game with this woman. She plays very close to the vest.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Shelley, you want to keep on your good side.
So the
Yes.
producer of a show, what's your function?
As I've tried to explain, I actually have a new young lady working with me, Sophie Stevenson, who's learning the role of what a producer does.
Uh-huh.
And as I first told her, a producer's job is to make sure everybody else does their job. And if you can't find someone to do said job, you do it yourself.
Oh, gosh.
So you delegate.
Yeah.
In other words, I make sure Rob does his job or the choreographer does, her or his job. Make sure we have all the props, make sure the house managers are doing their jobs, make sure we have somebody to do the lights and sound, make sure the costumers are in place, and make sure everybody gets along.
Posters and all of that, marketing as well?
Marketing, I have a third co-producer who's in charge of all the marketing, doing the posters, doing the program, making sure everything that needs to be done gets done.
Got it. Big Fish runs the last weekend in March and the first 2 weekends in April.
Correct.
And there are 7:30 performances at night.
Correct.
Right? Yep. And there are 2 matinees? Two matinees, the 2nd and the 3rd, the April weekends?
April 2nd and April 9th, yes.
Yeah.
2:00. He remembered.
Yeah. You want to come? Shall we have a date that afternoon or evening?
I'll leave you a copy of the poster, and I'll leave you some of our business cards so you can remember to tell people about it.
I love it. What's your favorite musical, Rob Clark III?
Wow.
First, the ones that you've done, and then the ones that you maybe would like to do.
This ranks right up there at the top of as far as shows that I've directed. This has just been a fabulous.
Oh, you mean Big
experience.
Fish?
Yeah, Big Fish.
Yeah,
really
wow,
has
really?
been. It's right up there, and I'm not just saying that just to promote it. It really is. It's such an amazing show with a fantastic cast, crew, everything. It's a real team effort, and it's been just awesome.
Do you have an orchestra? I forgot to ask that.
We do, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
They'll be coming in Monday for their first rehearsal with the cast called.
Gosh.
Yep.
It's as we've said, a great score, so I can't wait to hear it live. Shelley, what's your favorite show?
I have to say Les Mis.
Les Mis.
I know that one from top to bottom.
Same here.
Oh yeah.
Same
Oh,
here.
you really?
I love
No,
Les Mis.
now looking at you, you'd make a pretty good Jean Valjean.
It's on my bucket list.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to go out for it at a different theater a few years back, and timing didn't work right. But it's definitely on my list.
Yeah. Hey, Lindsay, over there. Oh yeah, does Lindsay know that I'm talking to her? Oh yeah,
there she is.
She's talking to Kathy Palmer too.
I'm sorry, I'm having some audio difficulties right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can't hear what you guys are saying.
Oh, okay. So we'll get back.
We plugged one in and unplugged another.
That's exactly right.
Kathy walked in. That's
That actually should be a different. That actually.
Well, we all get sidetracked when Kathy Palmer walks in the room.
There she is. Yeah. Rick Berry, what's your favorite Broadway musical?
I would have to say The Producers.
Ooh.
One that I
show.
ever think of, yeah.
I've been to probably 4 or 5 of them, and The Producers is one of the ones that when we walked out of it, I said I would go back and see that again.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun.
I tell you, I've seen Phantom of the Opera twice on Broadway. And that was the first musical my wife saw that she had never gone, and I took her a few years back, and we ended up getting second row seats right up by the stage.
Oh wow! So you could see the wrinkles and the spit coming out.
What an amazing experience! And I brought my kids out to. We took them to see Aladdin, and we had nosebleed seats, which is a totally different experience on Broadway. If you've had,
oh my God, yeah.
almost better, I think, because
Well,
you
you
get to see how the magic works.
Oh yeah, so true. Yeah, I think that a show can be you can even stand for a Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and those are great seats as well, or standing.
Depending on the show, most definitely.
Yeah. For me, oh God, my favorite. Oh, I think that Peter is talking, and he doesn't realize that his microphone is on. Yeah. There we are. Yeah. There we are. It's just like television, isn't it? This is just like the Johnny Carson show.
It's like when I'm trying to direct and I got 6 different actors talking on stage.
God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Raise your hand when it's your turn.
Yes. The idea of I would say for me, my favorite musical. Among them is Music Man. I think I just love Music Man. I don't like the ending of Music Man. I think that the perfect musical is Fiddler.
There's just so many to choose from.
Gypsy. Oh my God. And new musicals. I think there are some great new musicals. I get kind of tired of musicals that are based on the lives. They're jukebox musicals. However, they're really interesting and can be good. But I really all the Sondheim musicals are right up my alley as well. I have a great fondness for the Westfield Theater Group. I think that they are bringing lots of people to theater who have never been. They're putting people on stage, young people, and giving them the opportunity. They have managed to find great talent, and though I can't help but be excited about seeing Big Fish.
Well, and it's funny with this, not to interrupt, but with this show, probably about 80% of this cast has never been on the Westfield stage.
Ah,
It's a
they've
lot.
been on other
They've been on other stages. I don't mean now,
but when
they're
we
new to us.
Yeah, when we had auditions and after the 2 nights were through, we looked at each other and we said, "Where did all these people come from?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And it fills your heart really to see all these young people that are so talented come out, to know that there's another generation.
That's exactly
behind us coming up and taking over.
Yeah. All righty. So you can get Lindsay. What's your favorite? Quickly, just tell us what's your favorite show. We can't hear her.
Mic's off too.
Yeah.
Oh, my mic. Oh.
There we go.
No, your
All
mic's
right.
up.
Yeah.
Your mic's hot.
I gotta go Red, White, and True, just because it reminds me of this one scene in Captain America. It's such a great song. And my mom-
Red, White, and True.
Oh,
from
she's going
Big
with the
Fish.
number
She's
from Big Fish. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you were going. Oh.
Well, no, that's a good answer.
From Big
That's it.
Fish. Oh.
Good answer. Good answer. All righty. So look, we have to stop for today. Big Fish is the last weekend in March, the first 2 weekends in April. The phone lines are open. You can go to Westfield Theater.
WestfieldTheaterGroup.com.
And it's RE Theater.
RE.
And you can also go to get your phones out. Here it is.
413-572-6838. But like I say, if you go to the WestfieldTheaterGroup.com reservation page, you can pay for them with a credit card right online at the square, and then somebody will call you back and we'll actually reserve your seats.
Fabuloso. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. It's
thank
been
you.
fun.
Thank
I
you
hope
for having
that
us.
you've managed to take the journey with us.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Excited about Big Fish. Hey, everybody, I needed to have a song for our Ukrainian friends here in Westfield. And I'm praying for all of you. We're all praying for a resolution to this. So I thought I'd play, this is in English. So when you hear the Ukrainian national anthem sung, you'll know the meaning of these these heartfelt words. This is a group of people. It starts with a duo and then a trio and then about 12 regular people singing the Ukrainian national anthem. Let's pray that everything works out well. Get out there and volunteer. I'll see you next week in the studio, and glad to be back. Thanks for watching, and get out there and volunteer. Talk to you soon.
Glory, Spirit of Ukraine, shines and lives forever. Blessed by fortune, brotherhood, we'll stand up together, like the dew before the sun. Enemies will fade, we will further rule and prosper in our promised land. We will lay our soul and body for the cherished freedom. Cossack blood will raise the nation of the joyous people. For the liberty that falls as ardently from sand to dawn, and we let no alien power in our common home. Aged Dnieper and Black Sea, army now rejoice, and Ukraine will see daylight and live by fortune's choice. We will lay our soul and body for the cherished freedom. Cossack blood will rise the nation of the joyous people. Passion and hard working hands through bright future